How's it going, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Manchester City Career Mode here on FIFA 19, and this isn't any old episode. This is the 500 subscribers special episode, which is going to be an hour-long video. Hope you guys are all looking forward to this, and again, thank you so much for your support on the channel to help us get to that 500 subscriber milestone, and I'll be really looking forward to recording this. It's going to be a long one to record. I'm hoping that the camera's going to last throughout the video, but there's a lot to cover, and of course kicking things off with transfer deadline day. We've then got our Champions League double header. We've got Roma, who I think we're going to be playing home and away in today's episode, but also going to highlight the squad, look at the youth team. We're going to be covering absolutely everything in this 1 hour special. So again, thank you so much for your support to help us to get to that number. If you do enjoy this particular episode, make sure to leave a big thumbs up on it, and make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if by any chance this is the first video that you are seeing on the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. But let's get stuck into it. We're on transfer deadline day now. It's worth pointing out, I don't intend to sign anyone. I don't intend to sell anyone on deadline day. However, if things are going to start as they mean to go on, we have received a big boy offer for Gabriel Jesus to get things going. It's Real Madrid who've come in with £68.5 million, and it's the kind of move that wouldn't surprise me if it happened in real life in a few years to come. Because I always think Brazilians gravitate towards La Liga. Real Madrid, you know, the Galacticos have always had a big thing with Brazilians. The likes of Casemiro and Marcelo currently are 9 in the past, so on and so forth. But we're not going to be accepting that offer. It's been very good for us this season, and want to continue to see him grow, of course. But let's continue through deadline day and see if anything else of note comes up. So a couple of hours have gone past, and we've got another offer in, this time for John Stones, and it's Leicester City, and this is another one that you guys know I'm going to be flat up rejecting. Been a great player for us this season, another one that I do not intend to sell. There's probably only a handful of players that I'll be open to negotiating with, but as already touched upon, no, we're not really intending to sell him. You can see I've got a cup of tea with me as well to accompany me through this episode, and obviously, I mean, wow, what an offer that is. Let's talk about this. £125 million offer from Barcelona for Kevin De Bruyne. It's a huge offer. His value is 90 million, but he's just another player that I'm not willing to sell. That might be one that a few of you think, you know what, accept that. He's 91 rated, he's 27, he's in his prime. You could get so much with that money, but we don't need the money right now. We've still got a lot in the transfer kit, and he's not a player that I'm willing to sell. And simple as that, really. With 7 hours to go, there's been some mad offers. That's 67 million for Jesus, 125 million for oh no, this is interesting. 125 million for De Bruyne. Besiktas have come in with a loan offer for Brahim Diaz. Now, Diaz has been playing a fair bit of football for us. He's been playing pretty regularly, doing well whenever he's been coming in. Is this something that is going to be beneficial to his development? I would tend to say yes if this was real life, but will that help on FIFA? Is the real question. 1 year loan deal. Let's have a look at him. Let's have a quick look at Diaz, and let's have a look how many games he's played and see if this is worth looking at. You can see here he's played 16 games for us this season, 6 goals and 3 assists. Fantastic return for someone that's, you know, a backup player, less than a backup player essentially. Really has come to the forefront this season. A player that in real life, of course, looks like he could be on the way out. 16 games. It's a very tough one. I mean, if you look at the competitions he's been playing in, only 7 of those appearances have come in the Premier League. You know what? I'm going to accept this. I'm going to let Brahim Diaz go on loan to Besiktas in the view to that's something that's going to give him the match time that he needs, help him improve, and then when he comes back, he'll be a better player for it, I would like to think. So, can we negotiate the role that he has at the club? Let's see if we can. Right, so I'm happy for him to go on loan. I don't want him to have a buyout clause, obviously. My only concern is what's the game time is going to be. Wage we're okay with, realistically. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. No, so you don't get to dictate how much game time he's going to get. So hopefully he'll be playing a lot at Besiktas, and that's something that we will have to monitor. But I'm really happy with that, because it's a player that, although he's been fantastic for us this season, I do want him to get game time, and for him to do that, realistically, if you want to play week in, week out, he needs to go out on loan. So hopefully at Besiktas he'll be a starter Let's not forget, he's gone up 2 ratings for us. He's 71. We want to see him come back as a gold player, hopefully. 75 at least, fingers crossed. Paris Saint-Germain, PSG coming in with an offer now. Again, 125 million for Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, the offers are coming in for Kevin, but we will not be selling him. One of the world's best players right now. Arguably the best midfielder in the world right now. No need to sell him. No need to sell him at all. And there's the confirmation. Brahim Diaz has accepted his 1-year loan to Besiktas, and yeah, hopefully he'll do well there. We can recall him at any point, I believe. We mustn't forget. But yeah, really hope he does well there. It's the kind of move he needs in real life, I think, to get in the game time. But I don't want to see him leave City on a permanent basis, as I've discussed before. So yeah, hopefully that'll work out. Top deals I've just noticed as well, by the way. We've got Verratti's gone to Real Madrid for 67.5 million. Marco Reus in a surprising move from Dortmund to Valencia, 51.8 million. And Danilo Pereira to AC Milan for 48 million. We've also got a couple of moves in there ourselves that aren't too far off that, let's not forget. Now this is very, very interesting. We've had some more developing news here. First, the transfer deadline day has ended, didn't sign anyone. Brahim Diaz the only outgoer there, which was something I was really happy with. Total amount spent across all leagues, 371 million, crazy. We've had an offer for Fernandinho here from Napoli. Now, bearing in mind that this move wouldn't take place until the end of the season now, this is one I'm going to seriously consider. We've also had the youth squad monthly report come through. These guys look very, very promising. Look, 60 rated, both of them. 79 to 94 and 80 to 94 potential here on Plavoet. How do you pronounce that? Plativoet? Who knows how that's pronounced. And also Willems, a bit easy to pronounce as well, the centre half. But both of them looking absolutely fantastic. We're going to leave him in there for another month, but then we might be bringing him out and loading him out potentially. But yeah, Fernandinho. Very, very interesting one. Let's again have a little look more in depth. You know, this is an hour-long episode. We've got the time to do this today. Show you the kind of things that I would consider when looking at this kind of offer. So, currently 84 rated. He's on the down. He's on the downer. He's on the downslide. Was 86 at the start of this career mode. Now in 84. He is 33 years old. So the next season he's going to be 34. He has been an incredible performer for us, and he is the same in real life. Great player, fantastic ability, does that job in the team so well. But within this career mode, you've got to look at the options we've got as well. We've got Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne already in central midfield. We've got David Silva in there, another ageing player, but also has been fantastic for us. We've got Frankie de Jong, we've got Toussaint, you know, we've got Foden that we're trying to bring in there as well. There's a lot of options in that position, and purely because he's on the decline as a footballer, it's something that really tempts me a lot to go ahead with that offer. See if we can get a little bit more for him, obviously, but it's a controversial one purely because he's such a legend in reality. He does so well for us, a fan favourite, but in terms of the future of the club and the future of the save, I think this is a very, very serious offer. His current value is 15 million. You can see we rejected an offer from Juventus earlier on in the save for 20.5 million. That was before it decreased by a couple of ratings, and before we brought in the other players as well. So let's see if we can negotiate this. Now his value is 15 million, we know that. They've currently offered 14.8, which is just shy of his valuation. If we can get somewhere around the 20 mark, I'll be very, very happy. Whether they'll be happy to go for 20, I'll be surprised, but hopefully they'll be able to counter that. Maybe with 18, that's what I'm thinking. Let's see what they say. 14.8 again, they don't want to move. It's as much as they're willing to pay. Okay, let's try 18. I'm not going to sell him for less than his valuation, so his current valuation, despite the fact that he's on the decline. Yeah, I mean, 14.8, it's only 200,000 off it. Would we consider that? Yes, we would, but we do want to get more. So there we go, they've matched his valuation, 15 million. We're going to accept it, guys. We're going to accept it. I think that's going to be a controversial one in the comments section. But Fernandinho going to Napoli at the end of the season. Again, been fantastic for us this season, been a phenomenal servant to the club, but when you look at his wages as well, 165 grand he's on, 84 overall now. It's a very good deal, that is, in my opinion. It makes good sense. Well, we were heading towards our first game of the episode against Roma in the Champions League, but due to a couple of cup competitions that we've progressed in, we've actually now playing Arsenal. The game's been brought forward due to fixture congestion, and as you can see, we've also got here David Silva grabbing the January Player of the Month award, which is fantastic to see. I've not noticed any of our players win it before this point, which is quite surprising, but he's been absolutely electric on for us this month, and well deserved, so fantastic for him for that. But yeah, Arsenal has been brought forward. You can see in the league table, we remain 3 points behind Spurs. This is going to be a tough game. Arsenal in 5th place. We need to pick up the 3 points. Here we go then, guys. It's the first game of this hour-long special episode, hosting Arsenal at the Etihad Stadium. And I've actually made one big decision for the lineup, which might be a bit not controversial, but a little bit interesting. I don't know how many games we're going to get in today's episode. Normally I do 3 in an episode, and it's about 20 minutes, but we're going to do a lot of talking about the squad and stuff in between. So we're probably looking at a 4 or 5 game episode today. Some big ones in there as well, like I say, Arsenal, Roma, so it's going to be a really exciting one. You can see here, top scoring team in the division. They seem to highlight that on a constant basis. But hopefully we can show that in this game against Arsenal. Not going to be an easy one. Need to get the pressure up on Spurs. Remain 3 points behind them, of course. And we can't afford to be dropping points right now. We just can't afford for that to happen. So this is the lineup we're gone with. Ederson in between the sticks. We've got a back four of Walker, Stones, Laporte and Zinchenko, which is the controversial one. Then got De Bruyne, David Silva and Fernandinho in the middle, with Sane, Sterling and Aguero ahead of him. But yeah, Zinchenko, the reason I've gone for him is because he's consistently improving as a player. He's now up to a 76 rated left back. Really performs well whenever we start him. And Mendy, although he's not been bad, I just think Zinchenko deserves the chance. He deserves the chance to keep on improving, because he really could be a fantastic option for us going forward. You know, he's still only young, still improving, and I'm excited to give him the chance here. This is how Arsenal are lining up. They've got Leno, Lichtsteiner, Mustafi, Socrates and Monreal across the back. Maitland-Niles, a young player for them, and El Neni in the middle of the park. Ahead of them, Ozil, Mkhitaryan and Conor Plianka, with Aubameyang playing a lone role up top. But Maitland-Niles getting the start's interesting. And yeah, let's see how Zinchenko fares. Certainly the toughest game he would have started in on paper, the toughest opposition. Let's hope that decision pays dividends. Starts the game though, Sterling. We're giving it away, and it's Maitland-Niles that does well to intercept, to be fair, ironically. Let's see if we can get something going ourselves now. It's Kyle Walker to bring it forward. Been absolutely outstanding at right back all season long. We're going to wait for the run of Sterling. We're going to pick him out now. Sane's at the back stick. He loves to attack that back stick area, but we're going to lay that off. It is Sane! Oh, that's the first real chance of the game for us. Oh, I was looking for the man that was roving on the edge. It went to Sane. Wasn't the worst, and just a bit of lucky, really. Good defending. The corner's whipped in. Comes out on the edge to John Stones. Well, crack on with John Stones. Not the worst effort. And after Arsenal had a bit of possession at the very start of the game, in the first couple of minutes, we are now certainly the team that's in the ascendancy. Here's David Silva, Kun Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne. We've had 2 huge offers for him. Oh, it's 1-0. I was going to say we've had 2 huge offers for him on deadline day, and that's exactly why he can produce on the biggest stage, and he gives us the lead here against Arsenal. Massive deflection, but we don't give a damn about that. Lovely bit of play, and to be honest, after 14 minutes, Arsenal had a bit of possession for the first couple, but it's been all City since then, and we get the goal that dominance has warranted. Look at that, it's a massive deflection though. Very fortunate, but we don't mind one bit. And I think it looked like it was in anyway, to be fair, despite the deflection. Don't know if Leno would have got there, but it was a solid strike, and we're 1-0 up. A big theme of us this season is that when we've taken the lead, we've never really got that second goal on a lot of occasions, so we've been made to pay for that. So we need to make sure we can do that in this game. And I tell you what, we've got a chance to do it straight away. Raheem Sterling, I was saying we need a second goal, and we get one within literally 2 or 3 minutes of the first. It's Raheem Sterling this time who puts it in past Leno. The left back, Monreal, look at him, he was nowhere to be seen. Awful positional play from him, and then he was just never going to recover from the pace of Sterling, was he? And he manages to finish it, Raheem. Lovely finish. Spreads out his arms, that Sterling does in real life. The animation is real. And 2-0 up there when we are looking comfortable already here. And again, look at this. Raheem Sterling's got inside far too easily. We found our outlet for the game. It's 3-0. And Monreal, you could call him butter because he is on... What am I trying to say? You could call him butter because Sterling's got him on toast. That is what I was trying to say. That is awful. But he comes inside him far too easily. You guys know what I mean. And just puts it past the keeper with ease there. Sterling on a hat-trick already. Great finish. Monreal, you should be ashamed of yourself. He needs to drop in more because Sterling, every time he gets behind, there's no way that a player like Monreal is going to catch up. He can't recover. And yeah, 3-0. And how far are we now? 26 minutes. This is becoming embarrassing for Arsenal. If that picks out Sana, that is a flipping world. What a ball that is, Sterling. He's having a great game here. Picks out Sana with a huge switch of play. It's a good tackle and it needed to be. Cries of penalty, I imagine, from the stands. But look at this from Sterling so far. Great performance. 2 goals, 3 shots. Superb. You just took the cross here. You haven't. Oh, it's good defending there. I'm out in Laporte. Fantastic stuff. De Bruyne can play it out now as well. Finds Aguero. Got the run of Sane. The front three linking up so well here. Sane back to Aguero. It's a fantastic first touch as well, you know. Sells the defender. We're going for it from there. What a goal that is from Sergio Aguero. 4-0 up at home against Arsenal. It's been a demolition, this has. It boggles the mind how we can go from struggling against certain teams to blowing away teams like Arsenal. But that was a phenomenal piece of counter-attacking football, and the way we were playing, it was only a matter of time, I think, before Aguero got on a score sheet. Him and Sane linking up so well. Defender goes to ground far too easily, far too early, and Aguero in that kind of area is lethal. 4-0 up, and I think we're going to be getting the likes of Foden on shortly, give him some game time, because this game has been put to bed now. It's a good ball in, that is, you know. Oh, we've lost the clean sheet. My voice went there. We've lost the clean sheet. It's Ozil with a header at the back post. He's not even celebrating, just jogging back to the halfway line. We gave it away poorly with De Bruyne, to be fair. It's a good ball in. And Zinchenko just couldn't quite get goal side of Ozil. Perhaps that's the sign of him there not being the natural defender, I suppose. But Captain Ozil gets his head to it. Ederson, I don't think you can really blame him for that. And it's 4-1 now. It's still game over, but it's just a shame to lose the clean sheet. Silva. Sane. Zinchenko's going to carry on his run. I'm hoping he has, and that's great player from Sane. Just to wait for the runner. Look at the man coming into the centre there. We've picked him out. What a save that is. It was a lovely move again. Zinchenko at the heart of it this time down that side. Him, Silva and Sane linking up. It comes to De Bruyne. Smacks it first time. That is a great save. I know it's at him, but it's so powerful from De Bruyne. 25 minutes to go. We are going to make some subs as well because we're so comfortable. We're going to get the young lads, and we're going to get Foden on in place of David Silva. We are going to bring on Frankie de Jong in place of Fernandinho, and then we're going to bring on lastly. We'll go Jesus for Aguero. Jesus for Aguero. 3 subs altogether. 25 minutes to go. Keeping some of our main men fresh for the next game against Roma as well, and give some of the younger players some valuable game time. Here is De Bruyne. Going to go for one with him. Can he cap off a magnificent display is what I was about to say. What a goal that was, and what a way to start off this episode in terms of games. A 5-1 up at home to Arsenal, and we have scored some phenomenal goals. I mean, this, De Bruyne pings it out wide to Sane with a magnificent ball, who keeps it in play with an nice bit of skill. Eventually knocks it back to De Bruyne, and what a finish that is. You're going to struggle to find a better game for us than this season. Look how far out it is. It's a finesse, and that is why the big boys want to pay 125 million for him. This right here, look at the finish. Finesse from De Bruyne. Can go either side, but he's gone with his right. Leno doesn't even move. Phenomenal. It can only go down in this episode for me, boys. It can only go downhill. Walker, it was a poor touch. And there it is, the full-time whistle from the first game in today's episode. And as I've already said when we scored that 5th, it can only go downhill from now, I think, because that was so phenomenal that we're going to struggle to repeat it again. 5-1 win against a top team in the Premier League. De Bruyne, absolutely outstanding man of the match display, especially that final 5th goal was out of this world. Got a brace in the game and a couple of assists as well, I believe. But what a magnificent display that is. I mean, the stats are going to tell the story here. 3 shots, 2 on target for Arsenal. 10 shots, 6 on target and 5 goals from ourselves. Absolutely outstanding way to kick off the episode. So there we go, confirmation. Fernandinho has agreed personal terms with Napoli. He's going to be leaving at the end of the season for 15 million. Real shame because he's such a legend at the club. But as I've already mentioned, I think the timing of the transfer fits perfectly. It's a sensible move for the future. But I'm still going to be ashamed to see him go because he's such a fantastic player. Been a great servant. So we've got the skate report back again for the monthly report. Thing is, anyone of any note, we've already got a couple of really great looking players actually from Belgium, and here could be another one, to be fair. 75 to 94. Wouters playing in midfield / defence. He's the only one out of that bunch that looks like he could be worth anything. We'll keep an eye on him for now, see what the next report says, but the rest of those are pretty crap, to be honest. Here we go then, guys. Second game of today's episode, and it's a big one. It's the Champions League round of 16 knockout stage. First leg away from home against Roma. I'm sure there's going to be some familiar faces that we're up against here, the likes of Kolarov and Edin Dzeko in recent years who have made the moves to Roma, of course. Nice little banner there. Say little, nice big banner there for Roma. And I think if we can come away from this game having not lost, that would be a good result. As long as we can take something back to the Etihad, whether it's a narrow win or a draw, I will be pretty happy. But if it's a score draw, that's better, obviously, because we'll have the away goal. But going to be an interesting one. Certainly could have had tougher opposition. Is that Anthony Martial? Anthony Martial making a move to Roma. Certainly could have had tougher opposition at this stage, but also could have had easier opposition. This is going to be a tough test, and it's going to be interesting to see how they line up, see if they've brought any big names in. They've clearly got one already in Martial. So how are Roma going to line up? It's going to be interesting. They've got some big players. Asenjo in goal is a new signing for them. Kolarov is indeed playing, and as we saw earlier, they have got Anthony Martial as well. Schick, El Shaarawy and Martial making a very youthful attacking lineup. I mean, El Shaarawy is not that young, but Schick and Martial are. Pastore, Pellegrini and Zonzi, Marcano, Fazio, Kolarov, Asenjo. It's a really nice mix, actually, that of youth and experience. In terms of our team, it's kind of why fixed if it isn't broke. We absolutely decimated Arsenal, so I've gone with exactly the same 11, minus the fact that Mendy's come in place of Zinchenko. We've got Laporte, Stones and Walker making up the rest of the defence. Ederson in goal, Fernandinho, David Silva and De Bruyne in midfield, and then Aguero, Sane and Sterling. I mean, because of how well we played in that Arsenal game, I really didn't think there was any need to change it whatsoever, so hopefully we can have a repeat performance. I'm actually slightly disappointed that Dzeko isn't playing here. I wonder if he's left or if he was on the bench. I didn't see actually if he was on the bench or not, but if he has gone, it'll be interesting to see where he's moved to. I'll have to have a look at that. De Bruyne now, breaking away. We have, of course, had difficulties in this competition. Hoffenheim in particular gave us a really tough game in the group stages in this career mode. And Lyon also gave us a bit of a thriller as well. So I'd say it's fair to say we've certainly struggled a bit more in the Champions League than we have in the league, but hopefully, like I said, we can put that to bed here. And I think a draw would be a good result away from home against Roma. But early doors, we've got a chance to break. Aguero, Sterling was making a nice move to the back stick, but he stopped it. Aguero from there, a bit optimistic and well blocked, but we have got a nice early attacking start here. Sterling showing great pace there, absolutely roasts his man. Where can we go from here? Obvious ball's the one to Aguero, the pass from Sterling. Just shy of what it needed to be, really. He showed great pace and athleticism to get past his man, but then when it came to the pass, just couldn't quite produce. Aguero, that's beautiful. He's found David Silva. Not the quickest, but I'll tell you what, he knows how to control the ball, and that's exactly what we've done. And we get a 1-0 lead at Rome. That could be huge. Kevin De Bruyne, who's having a huge episode so far in terms of output, another goal for him. But it was a lovely, lovely move. Really counted off with this back heel from Aguero. Open up the play to David Silva. Back to Aguero. First time to De Bruyne. Slams it past Asenjo, the new signing for them. And that gives us what could be a vital lead in Rome. I've got to say, by the way, I'm actually quite impressed that they signed Asenjo, because in reality, they of course have lost Alisson. So it's a signing that actually makes sense. And it always impresses me on FIFA when the AI make a signing that actually is logical. So fair play. Good toe in there, Sane. Sterling. Aguero. Finds the return to Sane. I tell you what, 2 goals and this could put it to bed already. Oh, Sane. Was a great, great chance. 2 away goals would have put us in real pole position. Not quite, though. David Silva, look at the run of Sane again. Constant outlet. This time it's down the left against Arsenal. It was Sterling at the top that was always the outlet. It's Sane down the left this time. And look at the run through the middle. It's Kevin De Bruyne. A chance for a double. De Bruyne does double his tally and doubles our lead as well. 2-0 up, and that man, I said it when he scored his first, he's having a fantastic episode so far, and that's 2 away goals just before half time. That is a fantastic position that puts us into. It's great play from Sane. Always the outlet, and it's a phenomenal run from De Bruyne to the centre as well. Always fancied him there, even though it's on his weaker foot. He doesn't really have a weaker foot. Slams it in, and all of a sudden, we look like a shoo-in to go through to the next round already. Raheem Sterling bringing it away. Electric start from him to the half. Look at this. Showing his pace. Kevin De Bruyne looking for Sane. I tell you what, that's a fantastic ball, because Sane was basically marked there and he still got it to him. Mendy then recycled it well to find Fernandinho. Aguero on the turn. Oh, it's a decent effort on the turn, but a bit too close to the keeper, a bit too central, that one. Oof, good save from Edison there. I wasn't expecting the shot, if I'm being honest, but it was a decent one. Edison did well. Then it's near post, pushed it away from danger. We just need to deal with the corner now. Oh, it's another good save from Edison from the corner. Best bit of pressure Roma have put on us, this is. Finally, second half, they've sprung into life a little bit. Can we get this one away? No, we can't. It's another winner from Roma. Not surprisingly, Fazio an absolute giant, but we get away with it. 25 minutes to go. We're making a double change to try and help us see us through this game. It's been pretty comfortable so far, but Bernardo Silva and Riyad Mahrez getting on the pitch. You could actually consider Riyad Mahrez a bit unlucky not to have started the last couple of games. During Sterling's injury, he was outstanding, but Sterling's just hit the ground running again. There's a real lot of competition down this wing. Both of them have been great this season. Don't want to concede here. There's 15 minutes to go. If they get one goal, it gives them a lot of hope going into the game at the Etihad. 2-1 will still be a very good score, don't get me wrong, but 2-0 is very difficult to come back from, and it could be 3, because look at the space Sane's got here. They've gone attacking, looking for that goal back into the game. Sane, oh, he should have put the tie to bed. 3-0 means this tie is over. 2-0, there's still a seed of doubt, and Sane, he could have put it to bed. To be fair, what a save by Asenjo. Really strong glove he's got on that. And Zonzi, not the winger that you'd like to see there realistically, although he's done really well. Oh, what a save by Edison. That is big from Martial. And Zonzi, probably the most un-winger-like player you're likely to see. Tall, gangly, slow, not the best dribbler. But I'll tell you what, you got a ball in there and it caused problems. Riyad Mahrez, can he produce a bit of magic? No, not quite. I was looking to get it on that stronger left foot, as we all know he's deadly on. Mahrez though keeps the move alive. That's a lovely touch from our third. And Kyle Walker. Oh my word, what a goal! Is that Kyle Walker? I'm sure that's Kyle Walker. It is Kyle Walker on his weaker foot. Of all the people to put in a goal like that, he would be pretty down the list of players to expect it from. And it's 3-0. What an episode we're having so far. It's a great flick around the corner from Phil Foden, I think it was. First time. Look at that for a stroke from Kyle flipping Walker. And that, I was going to say at the end of the game at 2-0, we've been so dominant, 2-0, the tie is kind of still a little bit alive. Roma have got hope. If we could have got the third goal, it would have put it to bed. Well, now, we have put it to bed, and it's a worldie of a strike as far as Kyle Walker's concerned. It's his first in the competition. He has scored another goal for us this season, I think, in the Premier League. But look at him, you can tell he's buzzing with that. And that's 3-0 away from home. I said we'd struggle to top the Arsenal result. That isn't far off, as the final whistle goes 3-0 away from home in the Champions League knockout stages against Roma. Absolutely phenomenal performance and phenomenal result. Could have been more. You can see from the stats here again. Look at that for a display. 13 shots, 9 on target to Roma's 4 and 2. We are on fire right now. Here we are then, guys. Welcome to the third game of today's episode. And no, don't rub your eyes. This isn't a double take. It is kind of a double take. We're playing Arsenal again at the Etihad Stadium. It's this time in the FA Cup, and it's a drastically different lineup that we'll be going with compared to the one that we decimated them with in the first game of today's episode. But yeah, we played Arsenal, Roma, and now Arsenal again. This time it's in the is this the round of 16? Yeah, the round of 16 of the Emirates FA Cup. A great chance for some of the younger players to get out on the pitch again, and hopefully impress. You can see that Arsenal clearly going with a strong 11. I've already seen Ozil out there, and now they're highlighting Aubameyang as well. So they've gone strong, and we've certainly still got a lot of match winners in there, but it's a very different lineup to the one that we played against them in the league. So here is our lineup for the game. We've gone with a very different one, as I've already touched upon. You can see we've got mucyh in between the sticks, a back four of Mbabu, De Ligt, Sandler and Mendy. Midfield is Toussaint, Frenkie de Jong and Phil Foden, and our front three of Mahrez, Jesus and Sane. Still a very strong 11 there, no question about it. Some of these young players that we're talking of, de Jong and Toussaint, certainly more than capable, and Foden of stepping up. To be fair, Arsenal have gone slightly different to when we played in the first time round. Leno's still in there, Socrates in there, Mustafi's also in there, but Kolasinac didn't play, Guendouzi didn't play, Conor Planka did play, didn't he actually, so maybe only a couple of changes to be fair, but I still fancy us to get the job done purely because of how dominant we were against them just a couple of games ago. Well, can we go here with Frenkie de Jong? Look at that for play, look at that for play. How is that not 1-0? It still could be. We should be 1-0 up within 2 minutes here. Jesus, I don't know how that stayed out. And again, we just picked Arsenal apart so easily. Clearly, they've got a lot of work to do at the back. I can kind of understand why they played Kolasinac actually in this game, actually, because it was that side where we got the better of them previously, wasn't it? I think with Raheem Sterling, who absolutely was butchering Monreal, so that kind of makes sense, to be fair. Oh, great tackle that from De Ligt again. Oh, we went the wrong way there, you know. Sane had loads of space up top. Toussaint, well played. This time, Mahrez is the right option. Mahrez, can we go in with him here? We had Mahrez, we could square it. We're going to square it. Oh, wasn't the one I was after, but Jesus gives us the lead. Again, we have been phenomenal at the start of this game. Mahrez and Jesus, two of the players that haven't been starting lately, but are still of a phenomenal quality in terms of ability, combined together to give us the lead. I think that was his right foot he went with, but it was like an outside of the foot scoop finish almost. I was a bit concerned that he was going to go with his weaker foot there, but yeah, look at that, outside of the boot, top corner, no chance Leno, and 1-0 to Man City. Arsenal, again, just being torn apart. Really nice move, this one. Foden. Oof, good save from Leno. Playing some really nice football here. It might not be the same scoreline as in the first time we played them in the episode, but I'll tell you what, some lovely moves being put together. No deflection on that. It looked like it was going to hit Mustafi for a second, but look at that strong hand from Leno. We need the second goal to put this to bed at the minute. Oh, it's poor. Mucyh gives it away poorly. Where we going here? Oh my word, we recover well in the end. That was dodgy for a second there. That would have been a bad way to let them into it. We've not cleared it yet, to be honest. We've still not cleared it. And it's 1-1. We got away with it initially. Didn't clear it properly. And all of a sudden it's 1-1 now. And it's been such a dominant spell. I think that's Jesse Rodriguez as well. That's just come on. Yeah, Hesse's just come on for them. Gets the equaliser. We need to win this game. We've been so dominant. But a bit of sloppy play for the first time in the game. And we're punished for it. It's a nice move, to be fair. And you can't blame Mucyh in the end. He kind of recovered, but the defence just didn't quite get back into shape. All of a sudden, that's given Arsenal some impetus. Flipping heck, it's hit the par. They've scored. We're 2-1 down in the game. After that goal that's come from absolutely nowhere, that's woken Arsenal up. They've taken it. Don't tell me that's Jesse again, surely not. It's a great initial effort, to be fair, but he's got it in from a really tight angle afterwards. And we're 2-1 down. It's Mkhitaryan. Oh my word, we've thrown this away. We've been so dominant. Sane from the kickoff. Oh, that's filth, because we're about to play a man through that, and all of a sudden now, this game has come to life now. Going to make a double change to try and turn this game around. We're going to actually bring on Cutrone. Not played many games for us since we bought him in January. Obviously, I think this will only be his second appearance, but we're going to put him up top, stick Jesus out on the left-hand side, and bring on Sterling on the right. So, some fresh legs that can hopefully pull us back into the lead. Here is Jesus. He's been deployed on the wing a few times, of course, this season. De Jong. Foden. Yes! Raheem Sterling. Instantly. I was going to say Jesus. It is, of course, Sterling. I tell you what, he's off the bench, and within 2 minutes he gets a goal. You can't ask for more than that. Lovely move. And the substitution's paying dividends. It's an assist for Foden as well, which is always nice. And we're straight back level. Come on, let's win this game now. Riding a couple of challenges here. Here's Aubameyang. Lays it back so they can put a ball in the box. Good save by Mucyh. This game really has come to life since Arsenal scored. Mustafi, they're playing going really nowhere here. 10 minutes to go. You'd think they'd be really looking for the winner, but at the minute they're just happy to retain possession. Fair enough, I suppose. Steady the ship, as it were. Toussaint, Frankie De Jong, Phil Foden. De Jong, look at that ball through the middle. We found it. It's Frankie De Jong. Oh my word, he's still yet to score for us. And he gets so many chances like that where you think it's harder to miss than score almost. But we get the ball straight away back. It's Raheem Sterling. I tell you, that's a great touch. Sterling! Oh, yes! We've got the winner. Raheem Sterling, pivotal since he's come on. And who is it that finds the back of the net? It's his first goal in a Manchester City shirt. It's Patrick Cutrone. Right place, right time, and that is exactly what we got him in. He's that kind of player, a fox in the box. and he just taps it in after Sterling did so well to give us the lead again. First goal for the club. Let's hope it's the first of many, and it's well deserved in this game. We've been all over Arsenal. And there it is, the full-time whistle, a dramatic game at the Etihad, the polar opposite almost to the game that we played against them a couple of matches back, Arsenal. I mean, to be fair, it was still a dominant display, but the goals just didn't come quite as easily and quite as at the right time, if you like, as in the previous game. But goals from Jesus, Sterling, and then our first for the club in a 90th minute winner for Coutron seals the points. You can see 9 shots to 6. It was a closer game than the first time round, but nevertheless we're through to the next round of the FA Cup. So with this being a bit of a longer special episode, I thought I'd take this moment to go through the squad, show you the report, show you the stats on some of these players and the few that are improving quite nicely at the moment. So we'll go through them all individually. Starts off with Edison, +1 overall, 87 rated goalkeeper right now, one of the best in the world in terms of rating, and there's not much more you can say other than that realistically. We're not going to go through all of these, but like I said, we'll highlight some of the important ones. You can see Mucyh has gone to buy a couple, which is really nice. Kyle Walker staying at 84, he is in his prime, 28, so that's kind of expected. You don't think there'll be too much movement now. You'd probably expect to actually see him start going down before he goes up, to be honest. And Babu, one of our new signings, 77 rated, 23 years old, not improved or gone down either, but not been with us long, so it's not too surprising. We've got a few players out on loan. You've got Garcia here, that's gone up to buy 2 to a 64, and Maddie, who stayed at a 69. Who else do you want to highlight? Sander's gone up by 1 to a 70. Someone mentioned actually a couple of episodes ago we should start giving him some more game time, which I've tried to do. He has played in one game today, of course, with the company leaving and all that kind of stuff. He is going to see a lot more game time next season. Sam's only gone up by 1, which is kind of surprising because he's been outstanding for us this season. I thought he might be touching 84, maybe even 85 with his performances, but still pleasing. Laporte, very similar. He's gone up by 1 as well to an 84. These two been absolutely phenomenal as a partnership, as they have been in real life, to be fair. You can see Matthias de Ligt, 82 rated. He's literally just one off John Stones. A great player to have as a backup, and perhaps we'll look at a new system, see if we can get all of these in together next year. Maybe a 5 at the back with Zinchenko pushing forward could be something we could look at, but we'll be keeping it as it is for now. Company, as it expects, on the decline, down by 1 to 84. Mendy also gone up by 1 to 82. You can see a lot of these haven't gone up by a lot, but then you get to someone like Zinchenko, who, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, has been phenomenal in terms of development. Gone up by 5 this season to a 76 rated fullback, and you can't ask for much more than that in development, can you? +5 is absolutely fantastic. Fernandinho, we've also mentioned, has gone down by 2, unfortunately. Toussaint, on the other hand, is coming up, and he was gone up by 2, someone that could potentially be taking his role next season. We've got Herrera here, 8 on loan, has gone up by 1. Claudio Gomez, who stayed with the club but has also shown fantastic development, up by 5 again. Phenomenal from him, perhaps deserves a bit more game time than he actually gets. Discarud, someone that I don't think we're ever really going to see too much of at the club. He's not moved, he's out on loan. He's not gone up by anything, he's out on loan. Patrick Roberts, always an interesting one. English, 22 years old, 74 rated overall, not gone up unfortunately. Fernandez up by 1 to 68, also out on loan. Harrison also out on loan, up by 1 to 71. Arzani up by 1 out on loan at Celtic. We've got Luke Bolton here, who's gone up by a couple out on loan, up to 63. Again, there's a few more out here on loan. Frankie de Jong up by a couple to 80, so nice development from him. Only 21 years old, and I'm almost certain that he's going to be a starter for us next season. Douglas Luiz has got up by 1 to 74. Decent player. He's actually 20 years old. Again, when he comes back from loan, are we going to loan him out again? Are we going to start him? Is he going to be part of the squad? He's one of those, and he's certainly in the conversation. Garcia, you could also put in that category as well. Phil Foden, actually kind of disappointed. I mean, 18 years old and 74 rated, absolutely outstanding, don't get me wrong, but for the amount of games that he's played, he's not got as many goals and assists as I'd like. He's still very young, obviously, but he's not gone up by as much as I'd like either. I'll keep on looking and expecting to go up again to a 76 because we're training him week in, week out. De Bruyne's not changed, but 91 overall, you can't really say much more than that. David Silva down by 2 to an 87, but has still been absolutely exceptional for us this season, of course. 33 years old, similar to Fernandinho, kind of what you'd expect. Garcia, another one that's out on loan, 74 rated. Same goes for Illich, 68 though, +1. Raheem Sterling, who's had a fantastic season, has gone up by 1 again to an 86. Again, Mahrez, not changed, but again, I think I mentioned it, he's been unfortunate not to start a couple of games recently because he's been outstanding whenever he's been on the pitch. Bernardo Silva, the same can be said about him. He's gone up to an 85, which is great to see. Still only 24, so big future for him, you'd think. Cutrone, 79 rated, of course, who didn't bring him in too long ago, but got his first goal for the club in the last game, which was fantastic. Aguero down by 1 again to an 88, but despite the fact that he's gone down by 1, still been phenomenal this season. And Jesus is another one that's gone up by a couple to 85, which is great to see. Sane up by 1 as well to an 87, putting him in the position of one of the best wingers in world football right now. And Brahim Diaz, as we all know, we've recently let him go out on loan. He's gone up by 2. Similarly to Foden, I thought he might have gone up by more than that because of how phenomenal he'd been for us. I wonder if we can see, actually, has he played at all for Besiktas? Can we tell? So you can see so far he's not played at all. I mean, he's only just gone. There's been 1 match, so that's kind of disappointing. But let's have a look at some more of the stats, actually. So in terms of appearances, I think it's probably going to be... In fact, let's get it the right way round. So all these people at the top here... the wrong way around. So Edison, 39 games, not surprising. 3 more than the next best, actually, which is John Stones. And then you got Sane, Walker on 35. There's a few on 35. So a few players that have played a lot of games for us this season. In terms of goals, I think I've already mentioned, of course, Sergio Aguero, 19 games in 35 appearances. Not too bad whatsoever. Then Sane coming in second spot with 14. Got a couple in close proximity to him. De Bruyne on 13 had a fantastic season. Sterling on 12. Mahrez on 10 in the double digits, and it drops off a bit to Jesus at 7, who would like to get a few more goals, but you can still see has been a very good contributor on the whole with assists as well. Sane, though, look at that, 14 goals, 12 assists, what a season he's having. Behind him, Aguero 19 and 11, again, phenomenal season despite the fact that he's gone down by 1. David Silva, 4 goals and 9 assists. De Bruyne, 9 assists, 13 goals. And Sterling, again, a lot of people that are contributing in terms of goals and assists on the higher end. Your likes of Sane, Aguero, Sterling, which is fantastic to see. De Bruyne, you can see Jesus has got 6 assists in there as well. I wonder if we can see an average rating. We can't, unfortunately, I don't think. This is still definitely, I would say, our strongest starting 11, the one that you see the most of, but there's a few players that are creeping into contention. We've seen Zinchenko play a bit lately. He's certainly putting some pressure on Mendy in that left-back spot. Fernandinho getting on. I'm almost certain that this midfield's going to look different next season. You're going to probably see Bernardo playing first team more regularly, Toussaint or De Jong playing more regularly, and potentially Jesus, depending on Sergio Aguero's development. You know, if he goes down by 1 and Jesus goes up by 1, they were talking Jesus at 86, Aguero at 87, and I think at that point it'd be silly not to start Jesus because of the ages of them. So that's something certainly we're talking about at the time. Mahrez had a great season when he's come on. Very difficult on a game-to-game basis to choose between him and Sterling, but Sterling's still edging it as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, not much more you can say really. It's a team that you're very familiar with, and it's been fantastic for us this season. In terms of competitions, we are still, of course, fighting in the FA Cup. You've just seen us knock Arsenal out of that. Still in the Champions League, where we're looking very strong, but in the Premier League right now, we're still sitting in second place, and it's very tight. You can see Spurs 3 points clear still, but we have got the goal difference on them, so if they were to lose and we were to win, we would most certainly be going back top of the table. But you can see United only 3 points behind us, and Liverpool just a couple of points further behind than them, so the top 4 is actually very close right now. But Spurs, surprisingly, have only lost 1 game all season, 25 games in. We really need them to slip up again. In fact, who are they playing in this next match now? Let's see if we can quickly find out. They're playing Burnley away from home. So, yeah, not a game. Is that the next game? Yeah, Burnley away from home. So not a game you'd probably expect them to lose. But we keep on winning. As long as we keep on winning, the form that we're in, I do fancy us to catch up. And, yeah, we just need Tottenham to slip up right now. Here we go then, guys. We're playing against Everton now at Goodison Park. And I actually think this might be the last game of the episode. And looking at my Elgato screen right now, we've been recording for 1.5 hours, just over. So by the time this game's done, we're going to be talking closing in on the 2 hour mark. So I'm hoping it will be able to get it to around an hour with this footage. I'm also concerned that the camera won't last much longer than this game if it does get through this game at all. So This, I think, is going to be the last game. But regardless, it's going to be a bumper episode anyway, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it. But yeah, we're playing against Everton away from home here. Another game we need to win to keep the pressure up on Tottenham, essentially. Like we just covered, they've not really dropping any points. They've only lost one all season, so our game against them right now is looking huge. But we could do with them dropping points before that. You can see Everton here, with the man to watch being Phil Jagielka. I imagine they're talking about that he's probably going to be retiring. He's 36 years old, you know. Not what he once was, Jagielka. I'm quite excited at the fact that he's playing, actually, because we'll have the pace to get at him, hopefully. But let's take a look at the lineups and see at exactly what the changes are, because there is a couple that we've made in the team, I think. So Everton, who actually caused us big problems when we played them the first time around this season, again for Pickford in goal, Marcos, Jagielka, Zuma and Digne in defence. In front of that they've got Andre Gomez and James McCarthy, sorry. And then they've got Walcott, Lanzini and Richarlison behind Tosin. I think Lanzini's a really good signing for them, actually. Top player. It's a shame he's injured for West Ham in real life at the minute. Very, very skillful player. In terms of our line, we've got Edison in between the sticks, Walker, Stones, Laporte and Mendy making up the usual suspects at the back. The one change we have gone for is Bernardo coming in for David alongside Fernandinho and De Bruyne in the middle of the park. And then we've got Sterling, Aguero and Sane ahead of him. I was very tempted again to go for Mahrez, but you know, Sterling came off the bench and scored him. Is very impactful in the last game, so you've got to get him back in there, haven't you? You really have. I don't think there's any choice there. Got to defend this one there, Richarlison. He's dropped inside nicely, to be fair. It's a really good ball as well. And it's the first chance of the game for Everton, and they couldn't take it. It was Theo Walcott at the back stick. He used to have a really good record against us in his Arsenal days, actually, Walcott. And had a chance to add to it there. Raheem Sterling looking for the overlapping run of Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker's going to go for one here. Why not? He's scored a couple of good goals for us this season, and it's a solid save, actually, by Pickford. Calling to be whipped again. It's all City right now. Oh, again. With Sane, I think they got to it, but Pickford got down well. Well, half time, and I think you struggle to find a more dominant half without a goal there. We've been so good, but Everton have had bodies on the line. Pickford's been good. We need to keep plugging away, and hopefully the goal will come. Everton coming away here. Cenk Tosun. Oh, good defending now. They're getting a bit fortunate here, Everton. We've done a couple of tackles, and it's going back to them, but we get away with it eventually. Sane's making the run, that's what I'm clocking. Look at that Sane run. Look at that run through the middle as well. One more again. Oh, it's not quite happening, Bernardo. Oh, that is the story of this game so far. Just not quite. We're so close to getting a great one-on-one that you'd expect us to score, but it isn't quite happening. Kyle Walker again bombing forward. Can we draw that back across? Oh, we do, but it's not the best. Come on. Jesus, make that run. Get in there. Oh my word, what a perfectly timed tackle once again. It's Digne this time. Win that, win that, win that. We need a winner here somewhere. Where's it going to come from? We're pushing up higher to win the ball early. Let's see if we can get a break, and it's leaving gaps, you know. It's leaving gaps, you know. Edison makes a good save, and with 4 minutes to go. He was offside anyway. We're going to get Coutron on for Sane. We need a winner here from somewhere. I don't know where it's going to come from. We have done so much in this game and somehow not found the back of the net. We need a winner. Spurs just aren't dropping points. We can't afford to drop points in games like this. It's a tough game. It's away from home against Everton, admittedly. We played really well, but we've not found the winner, have we? And it just feels like one of those games where it's not going to come again. Jesus. Again, just great defending. It's DeMarcos this time. It's done really, really well. And just carries the ball. 2 minutes added on. That's all we're going to have. Need to get it forward as quickly as we physically can. De Bruyne. Bernardo. Jesus, it's not good enough. It's going to be Everton. I can't believe Everton have stumbled us twice this season. I think they might have beat us at home, you know. They certainly drew with us. And we draw 0-0 away from home. In what was, I thought, a good performance. We just couldn't quite find the killer pass or the killer touch to get a goal. But you can see they've not even had a shot on flipping target. And I'll tell you something, if Spurs have won, that gap is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But they lost. That's classic, isn't it? They've lost away to Burnley. Of course they have. And that means if we'd have won that game, we'd have been top. But look at the league table now. We're 2 points behind them. We've closed the gap. I can't believe the one game we've not won, they've not won either. That is just classic, isn't it? That is absolutely classic. Here we go then, guys. This is 100% going to be the final game of this episode. My camera battery is low, and that is a very high chance that it's going to die before this game's ended. I've now been recording for an hour and 50 minutes. I don't think this camera's going to last longer than 2 hours personally, but we'll have to wait and see. Fingers crossed. We're going with exactly the same lineup as we did in the previous game. I think I've just skipped the lineups actually completely by accident, so apologies for that. That's because I'm in a rush because of the camera, but I can tell you that it's the same lineup as last game, except we've gone for David Silva in the middle of the park instead of Bernardo. We need to get 3 points here, away from Bournemouth. Tottenham dropped points last game. We need to take advantage of that. Let's get into it. Let's win this game. Come on. Mendy early doors is on the ball. We need to just get that goal to open up the floodgates, hopefully, here. And I'll tell you what, it's a good start of doing so. Look at Sterling at the back stick. Oh my word, it's good defending there. Great defending, in fact. Fernandinho. Look at the ball for De Bruyne. We found De Bruyne, and that's a goal. 1-0 up early doors. That's what we needed in that last game against Everton. It was calm. De Bruyne finds the net. I think that's like 4 or 5 goals he's scored in this episode. He's been absolutely amazing to play with today. Phenomenal from the Belgian. Picked out by Fernandinho, who remained calm. Lovely little ball look here. Into the space. De Bruyne there. Far too much space for a player of his calibre there. And he was never going to miss. Never going to miss from there. And yes, my camera has just died just as that goal's gone in. That is absolutely typical. We're going to have to play the rest of this out without the GoPro, guys. Apologies for that. Sterling's making moves at the back stick again. What a ball that is. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic stuff. Look at that from Sterling. Tapping the hands of the fans. What's that all about? I've never seen that before. That is phenomenal, though. Great ball across from Leroy Sané. And he was there at the back stick. It wasn't the cleanest contact by any stretch of the imagination. But the scuff almost helps it past Begovic as it bobbles past him. And that is 2-0. And we are cruising in this game. Look at that. Kicks it into the floor. Bounces over the foot of Begovic. And that's 2-0 City. Fantastic stuff. Mendy. De Bruyne. David Silva finds Sergio Aguero. Holding onto the ball so well here. Under big pressure, and De Bruyne now. Could he go for another goal in the episode? Kevin De Bruyne. What is going on with this man in today's episode? Absolutely on fire. What a goal that is. And that's 3-0 before half-time. I tell you what, we started the episode on a high, and we're ending it on a high because De Bruyne once again has turned up big style. Phenomenal finesse from the edge of the box. Look at this, we work it really well. What can you do, keeper? What can you do? It's a great goal. 3-0, and surely that seals all 3 points here. Fantastic for anyone. Look at that, he takes a hit as he goes for the shot as well. Fantastic finish. So if Bournemouth get something from this, it'd be a great goal because it's been a lovely move. For most of it, they've gone nowhere, but they've kept the move alive. And Ederson forced into a save. He's made a couple of good saves in this game, Ederson, has to be fair. Bournemouth certainly don't deserve the lead, but it's not that they haven't troubled us at all. Oh, when they get the goal, they probably deserve the goal, to be honest. It's a great ball into the back stick. It's Jefferson Montero, of all people, that's beat Kyle Walker in the air, which is kind of disappointing, but they probably deserve that goal. They've been very plucky. They've had a real good go. It's by far been the most dominant side, but they've not just sat back. Bournemouth again looking to counter, but it's too little too late, and we're going to end off the episode with a 3-1 win away at Bournemouth, back on track in the Premier League, which is fantastic to see. Another masterclass from Kevin De Bruyne. As you can see, Bournemouth did cause problems. They had 8 shots in that game. That's more than most teams managed against us, but we managed to hold on. We managed to get the 3 points, and hopefully Spurs will have dropped some, which could put us top to end off the episode, which would be absolutely fantastic. Apologies again for the camera dying there halfway through the final game, at the start of the final game, I should say. But let's have a quick look at the table to end off the episode. Nothing interesting in the odd mail. Let's take a look at the Premier League. So I've managed to get the camera on for the very end of the episode. I don't think it's going to last long, so I'll try and make this quick. You can actually see we've ended off the episode top of the table because Spurs are yet to play. So I'll take that for an ending for the hour-long episode. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it and stuck with it till the very, very end. If you have, make sure to leave a big thumbs up and put your thoughts on everything that's gone on in the comment section down below. But that's going to end off the video, guys. Thank you so much again for your support and your likes, comments, subscriptions for getting us to 500 subscribers. There goes the camera again. That's the sign that the episode's going to be ending. I will speak to you all next time, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Nidge out.